So, Kavita, thank you so much for joining me today on BW Healthcare World. Uh, you've been into food industry as a supplier of things that really make a difference, and you've been trained into understanding the impact of various ingredients that go into
Food
the
products.
processed food.
Yeah.
So, first is uh, what do you think about processed food? Is all processed food bad?
Very interesting question. So I think we need to appreciate the nuances. We have to stop talking in absolutism. All processed food is not bad. Are all your friends bad? Are all your relatives bad? No, I mean, it's not black and white. It's always gray. Processing to a certain degree is in fact necessary to ensure that the food we consume is safe.
Right. And when it comes to oils,
Yeah.
that's a big concern that oils which are used in processed food actually spoil the whole thing. It is not healthy to consume processed food because of unhealthy oils. What is your take on this?
I think it matters more that what is the quantity of oil that we are consuming. Different oils have got different advantages and disadvantages.
Mhm.
Like all the different oils have got a different smoke point, different properties. Some have a strong flavor, some are without a flavor. So all these nuances, they decide that whether the oil is good or bad. Coming to the health point of view, different oil have different properties. Some are rich in certain compounds which make them inherently good. Like nowadays there is a buzz around cold pressed, organic. They have got benefits but to a limited degree. What matters is how that particular oil is fitting into your lifestyle. If you are consuming extra dollop of oil, I mean extra teaspoons of oil, just considering, let's say, olive oil. You
Mhm.
think olive oil is good for health, so I should add 3 teaspoons to my oil or my salad every day, or 2 teaspoons, and it is that you are doing on top of the oil that you are consuming in your entire day. That's
Mhm.
adding to your extra calories, extra fat. That doesn't make a good
So
difference.
it's just because olive oil is healthier
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you start consuming more of it, or is it okay to consume more of it?
No, too much of a good thing can also be a bad thing.
Right. And Kavita ji, there's been a lot of conversation that we have seen today
Mhm.
about palm oil, right?
Yes, yeah.
And uh, people are saying that palm oil is not as healthy as other oils. What is your take on it? Is it that palm oil is unhealthy, or is it that palm oil in a particular form is unhealthy? And is it as bad as other oils, or is it better than other oils, or is it worse than that? What is your take on it?
I'm so glad that you raised this point. So, palm oil, Mr. Narula, is like a Swiss army knife.
Hmm.
It has many purposes. In fact, for a long time, it has been a food industry favorite.
Hmm.
Why? Because number one, it has got a high smoke point,
Right.
so you can use it for frying.
Okay.
Second is it is naturally free from trans fat, so that makes it healthier in a
Mhm.
certain way. Third is the mouthfeel that it imparts is as good as, I mean, very close to what you get from butter or ghee.
Mhm.
So it has got multiple uses, and that makes it a food industry favorite. Now, if we come to the lipid profile of the fatty acid composition of palm oil, it has got 50% saturated fat, 40% monounsaturated, and 10% polyunsaturated. When you compare it to butter or ghee, that has got 60% and even sometimes more than 60% of saturated fat. And we all know it is established in medical literature that saturated fat is directly linked to increase in LDL.
Mhm.
So that way, palm oil is not a villain. It and if you consider any other oil, it has got so many advantages. But you know what happens these days, that we only skim through headlines that palm oil free or palm oil is bad for health. Why is palm oil actually being villainized? No one digs deeper into it.
Mhm. But let's dig deeper into it. Why is it villainized?
So I think for that we need to go back to uh, how palm oil became the food industry favorite.
Mhm.
So when palm oil is grown, its yield is very good.
Mhm.
For a from a let's say from a hectare of land, the yield of palm oil is almost 10 times more than when you grow any other oil of any other plant for seed product for oil production.
Mhm.
That makes it very cheap.
Mhm.
If it is cheap, it poses a strong competition to other oils. And now we know then things get murky, things get colored, there is competition, there are market forces, there are so many different factors which make sure that palm oil gets negative press. And once that narrative is built, because consumer, no one is going to dig deeper why it is unhealthy, why it is bad. So not necessarily people will say it is not healthy. People will say palm oil is bad.
Mhm.
Is it bad for your health? Is it bad for environment? Is it bad on your pocket? No one questions that. It is bad, so I need to steer clear from it. So it is so when what started to happen as a result when that narrative was built that palm oil is bad,
Mhm.
the food industry did not know how to cope with it
Mhm.
because suddenly they will have to pay 10 times more
Mhm.
because of the yield. That cost has to be paid forward,
Correct.
so the prices go up.
Right.
On the label, what do you notice? Palm oil free. Who is benefiting from it? It is just one oil being replaced
By
with
another oil.
another oil, not necessarily healthier. And poor consumer, they start to think that I am consuming a healthier oil, so I am entitled to eat more.
And even the producer is paying more for it
Yeah,
without getting any additional benefit.
absolutely. Yeah,
So, you know, you are also a psychologist
that's right.
and focused on the impact of food on the people's mind. When people are putting this label no palm oil,
Hmm.
does it just take away attention to what actually has gone in
Yeah.
than just focusing on कि palm oil नहीं है but क्या अंदर है उसका कोई ध्यान नहीं दे रहा. Is that a
बिल्कुल.
reality? And what do you think is the consumer psyche around purchasing these kind of products? And is the industry just responding to what people want to hear,
Yeah.
or is it actually they're working towards it?
I mean, it's again both ways. First of all, what consumer perception drives the industry.
Mhm.
That is a very important thing for us to understand that if there is no demand, there will be no supply.
Right.
If consumer starts to ask for healthier options, somebody out there is going to pay attention और वो healthier products बनाएंगे.
Mhm.
आपने आज प्रोटीन रिच मांगना स्टार्ट किया, मार्केट इज फ्लडेड विद प्रोटीन रिच. अब आपको प्रोटीन रिच नहीं पता, 4 ग्राम प्रोटीन से प्रोटीन रिच हो जाता है या क्या हो जाता है, बट गवर्नमेंट हैज लेड देयर गाइडलाइंस कि इसमें आप हाई प्रोटीन बोलेंगे, आप हाई वो बोलेंगे. बट एट द सेम टाइम वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि जब कोई भी ऐसी कंज्यूमर परसेप्शन बन जाती है व्हेन वी आर स्केयर्ड ऑफ सर्टेन इंग्रेडिएंट्स, we don't understand why we are scared.
Mhm.
This is kind of a herd mentality. This is also the influencers also have a role to play when they speak about something in such a confident voice, not necessarily digging into the nuances. I mean, people think that what they are saying with so much of conviction has to have some gravity. No one has time to dig into the research.
And the sad thing is that today many influencers who are
Yeah,
making comments on this
right.
are not technically qualified
Yeah,
to do that. I mean, it's okay to talk about the marketing aspect, but to understand the scientific background of that product that you're talking of,
yeah.
I mean, what do you think
Yeah.
is what social media is doing today?
Social media has a role to play, but also nowadays we have got the power of AI.
Hmm.
Research, doing a research, running a quick research has become so much easier today as it was, I would say, even an year back.
Mhm.
Some people, some influencers are making good use of it. Some people are just giving a command to AI model and saying, I want to create a 90-second reel demonizing this product. This is my goal. What should be the call to action. Give me a script. This is what they are using the AI tool for. That is not going to help anyone. But if there is somebody who is actually going to leverage these tools to help them research, and let's say we give a command that help me build a case, give me a balanced perspective, and then I want to reach on to a conclusion. So otherwise, there is a filter bubble effect.
Mhm.
The influencer, whatever they want to propagate, they'll propagate. I think today more than ever, it is the responsibility of the influencer to dig deeper, and if not, invite the experts who have got technical knowledge, technical background, who understand the fine points, and then you, because they have a responsibility, their voice is being echoed.
Is there any oil which is an absolute winner which has got no negatives?
There is no single oil. If you ask any qualified nutritionist, they'll tell you to use a combination of oils.
Right.
I mean, two things. One is always use a combination of oils. Second, pay attention to the quantity of oil than the quality of oil. And third is, sorry to interrupt, third is reheating.
Mhm.
Reheating is the most dangerous thing that you could do because that leads to trans fat production. That has to be avoided at all cost.
Have you addressed this in the book that you just recently published?
This book was more or less about the narratives that we have, the kind of filter bubble effect, the psychology, what informs our opinions, but focusing on oils or particular food groups, that has not been
So let
addressed.
me let me ask you a last question related to this and something that you just mentioned
Yeah,
about your book. When you're talking about psychology,
yeah,
reading the labels is also uh, plays an important role,
yes,
right?
yeah.
Labeling plays a very important role, a crucial role, in fact, I would say. How is it being used with lack of responsibility by marketeers to get the users to react in a particular manner for their benefit?
देखिए marketeers,
And is no palm oil label a marketing gimmick?
at the risk of being trolled, I would say yes, that no palm oil is a marketing gimmick.
It's not something which is justified.
It is not justified. See, there why it is an irresponsible oil is because of deforestation that has happened. If you are somebody who cares for sustainability and other things, yes, it has got negative consequences on environment. There is habitat loss, loss of biodiversity, soil erosion, and there are steps being taken to plant more trees and to ensure measures, checks and balances are in place so that you are not just you're not just causing deforestation. That is the reason we are afraid that if so much of palm oil is demand is there will be more and more deforestation.
Hmm.
So we need to steer clear from it if we care about it so much.
What about the existing plantations that already exist?
Yeah,
Because there has to be some reason why palm oil is less expensive compared to other oils,
that's plainly because of its yield. It is
right?
10 times more yield than any other oil. Even in that manner, we should worry less about deforestation of caused due to palm oil.
Deforestation has to happen for production of any other seed or any other
Yeah,
ingredient
yeah,
for oil. Palm oil is actually less harmful than
yeah,
any other because the
absolutely,
yield that you will get is much higher.
absolutely.
And as a closing remark, Kavita ji, I know you're a poet. Uh,
Yeah,
is there some couplet that comes to your mind which can focus on
yeah,
uh, food, oils, effects, and
yeah.
how it creates an impact in people's mind?
So there was a poem I recently penned down. It is called YouTuber से मुलाकात.
Okay.
Yeah, so it goes like, डर बिकता है तर्क नहीं, कैमरे के आगे झूठ सच में फर्क नहीं, तर्क तो बेचारा किताबों में रहता है, सच वो लगता है जो हर इन्फ्लुएंसर खुलकर कहता है। कल हम एक यूट्यूबर से मिले और पूछा, भाई तुम क्यों फूड से इतना घबराते हो, खाने से खुद डरते हो या सिर्फ दुनिया को डराते हो, हमें भी बताओ, हम समझना चाहते हैं। भाई हम फूड वाले हैं, हम भी फूड की दुनिया से आते हैं। उसने अपना माइक उतारा, हमें ऊपर से नीचे तक निहारा और बोला, पहले ये बताओ तुम कौन हो और कौन सा चैनल चलाते हो, और ये सिर्फ सवाल है या कोई कोलैब चाहते हो? हमने कहा कोई यूट्यूब कोलैब नहीं, हम तो तुमसे कोलैब चाहते हैं। हम वैज्ञानिक हैं, हम फूड टेक्नोलॉजिस्ट कहलाते हैं। तुम्हारे कुछ वीडियो तो सच दिखाते हैं, कुछ बात का बतंगड़ बनाते हैं। बेचारे लोग तो अब खाने से भी कतराते हैं। इसलिए हमने सोचा कि चलो तुमसे मिलकर आते हैं, थोड़ा तुमसे समझने, थोड़ा तुम्हें समझाना चाहते हैं। वो मंद मुस्काया, फिर उसने हमें धमकाया। बोला, प्रोसेस्ड फूड के गुण गिनाओगे तो यकीन मानिए धुन दिए जाओगे। डर बिकता है, तर्क नहीं। कैमरे के आगे झूठ सच में फर्क नहीं। तर्क तो बेचारा किताबों में रहता है, सच वो लगता है जो हर इन्फ्लुएंसर खुलकर कहता है। और जब से हमने प्रोसेस्ड फूड को नकारा है, तभी से हमारा जयकारा है। हम बोले, जैसे हर किसी की बगल में छुरा नहीं होता, वैसे ही हर प्रोसेस्ड फूड बुरा नहीं होता। माना कि सब सही नहीं, पर हर चीज तो गलत भी नहीं। वो सुन रहा था, पर शायद समझ नहीं रहा था। उसकी नजर पास रखी सिगरेट की डब्बी पर लिखी चेतावनी पर पड़ी और बोला, हमने सुना है प्रोसेस्ड फूड से तो कैंसर होता है। तुम फूड टेक्नोलॉजिस्ट हो, हम इस बात पर चर्चा चाहते हैं। तुम रुको, अगर हम पहले 2 कश लगा कर आते हैं। हमने सोचा, अब इन्हें धमकाएं या इन पर तरस खाएं? आखिर इन्हें अब कौन समझाए? डर बिकता है, पर सच कहाँ देर तक छिपता है। प्रोसेसिंग एक विज्ञान है, मानो तो वरदान है, पर संतुलन ही समाधान है। That's a poem I wrote.
I mean, this is so relevant, Kavita ji,
Yeah.
because it is absolute reality of today that we follow people that we trust,
Yeah.
and sometimes we are blinded with what they say, assuming in the right with the right intent that what is being told to us is absolute truth and reality. But you do not know what has been the intention behind
Yeah.
what someone is saying. And also, I think if I could just, as a closing remark, say that there's a lot of information which is available. It is imperative that users today access that information, contextualize to themselves and the reality of their own body,
Absolutely.
and then make an informed choice of what they should be consuming that could not be harmful to them and their family. Thank you so much for speaking to us at
Thank you.
BW Healthcare World. This is such a brilliant conversation, and I think it's going to be useful to anybody who's watching this.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.